Well, good evening. I have to say, this is a very moving, very moving ceremony. And for those of you who live in Washington, D.C., I know that we go often to receptions, but when you find something that is so unique, so intimate, and really makes a difference, it's really an honor to be here. Now, why am I here? You know, I have to say I am the proud product of Head Start. When I attended the LBJ school in Austin, Texas, I have to say I am a big LBJer. Because it really tells you what presidents with vision, presidents who care, can really make a difference in the way our country creates policies and programs that make a difference for decades. I also have to say that as a New Yorker, my world was, concrete. Tall buildings, not many trees. But as I became more of a public servant and I traveled the country, and I had the opportunity to perhaps travel to California or to Yakima, Washington, as a New Yorker, looking at what migrant workers do on a day-to-day basis, I was stunned at my ignorance. I was stunned at the fact that I usually took a strawberry, and if it was not looking so good, I would easily throw it away. But driving one day through the fields of California, I watched how migrant workers got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to beat the heat, to stoop down, to pick those strawberries over and over again, unable sometimes to even stand up straight because their backs hurt, to take a bathroom break, to just shield themselves from the sun. And that, to me, in itself, became something that opened my world. As I hear these interns, I am delighted because I hear the words of adventurers. I wonder whether, when Christopher Columbus sailed, whether those were the feelings of the adventurers. Traveling the unknown, but with the hopes of new world, with the hopes of opportunities, with the hopes that somewhere, somehow, they were going to figure it out. And I have to congratulate this initiative, which I am very hopeful that I will join as well in this effort to not just have 3, but hopefully have 20 next year. Because this is something that really is important. But the parents the folks who opened up their homes, thank you. Because that's what makes or breaks sometimes an internship opportunity in this town. Housing is extraordinarily expensive. And the fact that you had the trust, the foresight, the willingness to open your homes, and I'm not saying house, but I'm saying homes, is truly something that I think is tremendous. You made this program succeed. I know that Delia Garcia is here too. The NEA has opened up its doors, and I know that she worked very much with the interns as well to make sure that they had a complete experience. Now, here's a little word of wisdom to our young interns. Keep that wonderful hope alive. Because I know that for somebody who's lived in this town for 20 years, I need to hear you. Sometimes we get very jaded in this town. Sometimes we walk the streets, we see the members of Congress, and we don't think much about it because we've lived in this bubble. But when I hear you speak, when I hear your enthusiasm, when I hear your hopes of coming back, that makes my day tomorrow will be much easier for me to go to work. Because I know that it makes a difference. So I want to make sure that you follow this saying that I kind of stumbled on. If you want a friend for life, ask for a favor. It's a little bit counterintuitive because sometimes in our respective cultures, we don't like to ask for favors, we don't like to burden. But here's why it's important for you to take this with you. We are here to help you. But you need to remind us of that buy-in relationship. You need to remind us that when you call me or Delia or Cleo from Washington or Austin, Texas, that we're going to pick up that phone and we're going to do whatever it is you ask us to do because we believe in you. But I leave it up to you to make that phone call. Do not reinvent the wheel unnecessarily. It's already been invented, it's been perfected. There are resources out there for you to make your life easier. Because when I think of you, I will be thinking of how you have to get up every morning to pick those crops. When I eat that strawberry, I will think of how difficult it is and how much you put into it. So I leave you with that, and I want to make sure that this continues to be a celebration, because I am pained that still in this country we have to have situations where not every child has the opportunity. So I know that I'm honored with being here. I'm honored to share my story and my connectivity to how this internship program is so critical. But I also want to make sure that you know that we are here to support you. But you need to ask, and I need you to remember that. I have to say that Head Start for me is perhaps the program that should be undoubtedly be fully funded. And we need to bring it to the forefront, because I know that for me as a 3-year-old going into Malcolm X daycare center, screaming and yelling, I still remember today, but it allowed me to have those tools that I've been able to implement as a professional here in DC. We always have to look back, only to help us gauge perspective in order to look forward. So I hope that this is not the first time, and I'm sure that this is not farewell, sino hasta pronto. I'm going to keep you to that. I hope that I will continue to be at the Department of Commerce, because next year I would be delighted to have some interns, hopefully paid interns, at my office at the Department of Commerce. So thank you very much.